Dear student, welcome back to this class. In today's class, we will cover the history of the aircraft flight control system design. I always keep telling you that history is a very important. History will tell you the direction of a future, what so far work has been done and what is the area which you can work on. So before going to the actual history, you can stabilize some relation between stability and control, and from this you will get more motivated. For example, like if the system is more stable, from the common sense, do not use any mathematics and all. If the system is more stable, will it be difficult to control or easy to control? Easy to control or difficult to control? See, stability means it has an inherent tendency to come back to the original position. Okay. For example, like a if you disturb the pendulum from the equilibrium position, and if it is quickly returned to the equilibrium position, and you want the pendulum to some other position, that actually means the controlling, right? So that is why in commercial aircraft, it is a highly stable aircraft. There you will require more control, and in fighter aircraft it is less stable. If you deflect a small amount of deflection, you will get large amount of movement. Okay. For example, like in this case, you can see this is a CM versus CL graph. So you see negative, right? So if you go back to my aircraft design lecture, you will see when you try to pitch up the aircraft inherent tendency to pitch down, right? That is why it is negative, right? So if you are increasing the CL but CM is negative, so you are trying to increase the angle of attack, but aircraft is trying to pitch down itself. So that, and if this slope is more this side, it will become the more stable case, right? So that is how the stability and control relation. And for example, like if the person is so rigid, like if you are just disturbing the person like this, and it is not moving at all, it will be difficult to control, na? Okay. अब अगर कोई हल्का इंसान ने पकड़ के कहीं भी रख दिया, उठा करके कोई भी चीज, राइट? So in that sense, you can build some stability and control relation, because it is important. See, in the course introduction only I said that it is very important to know the plant. Without knowing the behavior of the, you will not be able to control, because ultimately what you are controlling the plant, you are controlling the system, and if you don't know the system behavior, you will not be able to control. And even take the itself example, अगर आप अपने आप को नहीं जानोगे तो खुद को भी नहीं कंट्रोल कर पाओगे कि कब क्या करना है, कब नहीं करना है, ठीक है? So it is very important to know to stabilize the relation between stability and control. And now the subject of the control engineering interdisciplinary in nature, okay? And the purpose is to reduce the human effort. For example, generally when you fly, generally commercial aircraft, when you go from India to US, hardly aircraft is on less than 1 hour in manual flight. Remaining 15 to 16 hours is only autopilot flight only. So see how much human power has been reduced, right? And here one sentence is written: unstable does not mean uncontrollable. For example, like in quad rotor case, if one rotor fail, suddenly it will topple, right? But in the aircraft case, for example, like a glider is flying, that is a stable case, or commercial aircraft flying, that is a stable case. So that is also can be controllable, and quad rotor is also controllable. And for example, if you take a stick on a hand, okay, if you do like this, suddenly the stick will drop, right? But if you move the hand like this, you will be able to control the stick. So that is why it is written unstable does not mean uncontrollable, okay? And You can see here some, later I will tell you, see how these people are: Nicholas, Edward, Walter, Nyquist. There are so many people played a significant role in order to build the control theory. So later we will see. And now you can see control theory is beyond the control. For example, like when you want to design some control system, you should know the plant behavior, plant dynamic. For example, if you want to design the aircraft control, you should know the aircraft dynamics, how it is behaving in all three directions. And you should know how to integrate. If for example in a person A the eyes can be in a very good condition, and for a B the condition can be worse or little bad, you can say. So what you will do, you will put glasses, right, to filtering, right. So data को filter करना पड़ता है, right. गलत डेटा कंट्रोलर को दोगे तो गलत estimate होगा. See, controller is sitting just like a math block is sitting, right. So if you provide the accurate data, you will get the accurate estimation. If you provide not the accurate data, you will get the inaccurate estimate. For example, like let's say this is aircraft is flying, wrong data to the flight controller, it will compute the wrong value of elevator. Instead of deflecting 5 degree, it will deflect 15 degree. So much pitch up it will happen, right. So you have to provide the accurate data. And sometimes there will be loss of noise because aircraft is flying, so many noise is there, so you have to filter all the noise. And there will be sensor noise, process noise, all the noise you should filter. So control theory cannot work alone only. You have to consider so many things: plant behavior, sensor modeling, filtering, rejection of noise, and selecting of the correct hardware. For example, like if the elevator, if you are deflecting the elevator up, it also has some kind of dynamics. It will take some time. So that kind of then also you have to take it into account. Do not worry, later one by one we'll see what I'm saying. And of course understanding the system, okay. And this is a little bit feel of that control power when you deflect the elevator in upward direction, how this graph changes. And see the brief history of the control system. You can see in 18th century, see it is very important to know where the first controller has been used and when it is built, right. So in 18th century, James Watt Center for Governor for the speed controller of a steam engine, so for first controller, okay. And in 1920, automatic controller was designed for steering the ship. So you can see, and there is no name of that aircraft, right. The controller has not been used in the aircraft till then. Speed governor and steering the ship, okay. That in this application it has been used. Now in 1930, Nyquist developed the method for analyzing the stability of the controller. Later we will discuss the stability of the controller, like up to what region the controller will be stable. And if for example you can analyze like this: if you are moving from point A to point B, if your eyes is sending the data with some delay, if your eyes is not sending the data at a correct time, there is some delay, for example like a 80 millisecond or 100 millisecond, then your input and output will not be tracked, right. Okay, that is why you call this is a phase difference, okay, phase difference. For example, like I will tell you here. For example, you want this response, okay. I want this with time, I want this response, but instead this is your input. For example, this is your input, and instead you are getting this response. Just opposite, it is happening because of delay. That means if you consider the aircraft case, you want to deflect the aircraft pitch up, but instead at that instant it is going down. So output is 180-degree flip. So you have to know that up to what your controller is stable, and after that it will become the unstable. So this is the case unstable, right? Your controller is not behaving the way you want. But no, do not worry, we will discuss this in detail, okay? Now, in 1940, frequency response method made it possible to design the linear closed loop system. So you see, you can analyze the system in both frequency domain and time domain, right? And in 1950, root locus method developed by the advanced, okay? And what is root locus method? For example, you understand that you have an aircraft or any system, you will linearize about the particle point, and have you find out the characteristic matrix A, and if you find the eigenvalue, that eigenvalue is known as a root. So for example, if eigenvalue is positive, what will be the system behavior? Unstable, right? For example, like if you go back to this, if I write eigenvalue 1 plus minus 2i, so this one part is positive, right? So what is the graph of this exponential? Any value of exponential e to the power x. If x is increasing, so y will diverge, right? And if in this case, if x is increasing, you will see the convergence, right? So in order to have a stable system, this part should be negative. So that is root. And in aircraft case, I will tell you later in detail. In aircraft case, this is imaginary axis and this is real axis, and root should be lie on the left half of the plane here somebody, okay? Then only the system is stable. But if any root is lying on the right half the plane, it will call a unstable system. If you change the gain, this root value will change. And consider this quad rotor case. Quad rotor case is unstable, right? But that means something eigenvalue will lie here, right half the plane. But due to controller, you have put this eigenvalue and stage to move to this plane, right? So you are making unstable to stable. Why? By changing the root locus. That is root locus. In detail, I will tell you when I will go to the actual course. No? You will see, we will consider the example aircraft, you will see our aircraft root, how it is behaving. Now in 1960, state space method, optimal control and adaptive control has been developed. State space method means, later I will tell you, in frequency domain, in transfer function, you will give the single input and you will give single output, right? If you write transfer function, let's say 1 upon tau s plus 1 dynamics, okay? If you give one input, only one output you will receive, right? But in a state space, if you give one output, you can receive multiple output, right? So that is the importance of state space modeling and modern control theory. I'll tell you, okay? And in 1980s, learning controller are began to investigate and develop, okay? Now in the present and ongoing research field, recent application of the modern control theory includes the some non-engineering systems such as biological, biomedical, economical, socio-economic system. Nowadays, surgery can be performed automatically, right? That kind of advancement has been. And you have heard the name classical control theory and modern control theory, right? So in classical control theory, generally works on the frequency domain where the single input and single output kind of things, okay? But in the modern control theory, works on, like for example, like a state space method. Now for example, let's say if you deflect the elevator up, you will get only pitch, right? So single input and single output, but you have to see other states also, right? Whether the aircraft is going up, aircraft is going down, or speed is increasing, speed or decreasing. So by giving one input, you have to monitor the other states also, right? So that is nothing but the state space method, modern control theory. So this is all about the history of the control system, but if the control system is developed, then you should know the application also, like where it is used. So if you talk about the application, so in mechanical, automobile assembly, machine tool control, temperature control, quality control, you can see so many applications. See, your fan is also controller. You put the switch on off, it is controller, right? But later I will tell you which control class it will belong, whether it is open loop, closed loop. Okay, that I will tell you later. And aerospace, you can see aircraft, spacecraft, missile launching system, space technology and weapon system. In electrical, where the core control engineering lies, you can see power system, voltage stabilizer system, robotics. In electronics, micro, electromechanical system, MEMS, chemical process control, sun tracking control of solar collectors, computer science, marine engineering, so many applications. You will see the control application in all. Your body is actually controller, right? If body didn't regulate the temperature, will not be able to survive. You can see starting from the human to very big machine like a aircraft, missile is using the controller. So this is all about the history of the controller, and I have given you some the application also. So in next class we will actually move to the little actual course, which is we will discuss the introduction to control system design. Okay, general introduction to control system design. Thank you so much.